chiefs play a very important role in our communities, and so they are very necessary when it comes to managing and running the affairs of a town. This morning, we have come all the way to Aseseeso in the eastern region to really learn what really goes on when a chief is actually being installed. My name is Gladys Osei O'Radio, and I am going to present to you the installation of Aseseeso chief.
benu a wo try anime edubra asese wo yi wo edi nana ne ne mpanyinfo ne Aseseeso man na yedi kan no yebeyi opanyin anase nana otutu ebedomunyo yedi kan yede Akyeampemhene ene de apagya no se obeka Aseseeso hene ne mpanyinfo na wobam Aseseeso man no yedi kan no yede ne bekyerɛ mo tiyewe yɛdɛmra Akyeampemhene fra ɛno akoto yɛtee no ɛne de ɛdu kɔmɔ so sɛ obesua akyerɛ nana ɛne ne mpanyinfo na saa ɔpanyin a mibodini minimum no anase minimum no ɛwɔ ne private life sɛ aboade anana yɛboa ɔwɔ university abokyimam na megye sɛ ɔyɛ Aseseeso ni mama nana ne mpanyinfoɔ ɛkɔ ɛne ne mpanyin ɛne Aseseeso man na ɛde yɛ Aseseeso ɛkan kɔ nana ne mpanyin a wɔn si ɛne no no yankobia ewa Aseseeso na so edu baabi no pani pensem mu no bro se edu pribi asese ni bia no ye pagya no na ye ma ne bia bia pani frɛ no mare sa pani afo ni afie nya ni bida besan se wadi dwuma ni bida asankobia wa Aseseeso be fie bi nsa ne na ye twam ni na se na ibo ni no de na no tutu na bi oye adwuma wo Akyeampem St. Dominic Hospital Sabia ewo ho yenye ni oyobia obekuru mu abrede don nyina ono na ade ne pede tese sabre ade ne ye amare ye nete ono so tinado ye ne kire na Aseseeso ne pani ane ne pani na ibu bedo mu a pani a otina Akyeampem ni benkum so no
Ayisi-Lartey, Akyeampemhene, Akyeampemhene,
this particular occasion is a diversification from the old system of installing chiefs and all this sort of in Aseseeso. The reason is that those days we installed chiefs as direct wings to the chief, the main chief, without involving the individual families. And this time we are installing chiefs and involving the families because the community is expanding. And with that, we expect to attract other families to come back home because most of our people are settled in cocoa growing areas. We went there to do cocoa, and we've all stuck there. We don't come home. So with this system, getting the people involved through the chiefs that are going to be installed, we expect them to be coming home and then they help build the town. So that's the main aim of the present ceremony. So the beginning of something big coming. The Akyeampemhene is more or less like a protocol officer and then in charge of development and also represent the chief at various functions when the chief cannot go. And then the Akyeampemhene is somebody in the army, they call him, he holds the ammunition and distribute the ammunition during wartime. This time we are not in the water. It's only no Ode or him Nisisi. Now kwa Odinechi in some biasu siwo manuma onu na Osman Moko Osese Owia na Odaba. It's two positions in here are very significant. One interesting thing is this. Akyeampem no onam say santifo wodi wo fadin nti aha eya yedi egade nti no ekwo santimam a ahinimba na wo ya Akyeampem na ha ohin wo fase a ondi ade wa na oye Akyeampem nti no Akyeampem no oye mo fase o medima akongwan ma minuambia sebio womba India diwa na edimo na bayo ne de obedia de se obema obedia de Aseseeso aja no have. Because of that I have relocated from Accra to Aseseeso. I've resident here for the past 15 years. We have very good weather. And what we see is that Obielo Oyel Menchi Bakrum Ha, a recuperator, there were evidence of about 5 old men who were brought, some of them were brought on stretchers. The least was spent about 8 years before he died. And we have natural recovery from sicknesses and all these sort of things. So that is, and then Aseseeso too. Unfortunately, we are in the mountainous area. At the moment, we are trying to diversify our agriculture practices by going into snail rearing and mushroom and others. So these are some of the what is significant about Aseseeso. Fortunately, we have 24-hour supply of water and 24-hour supply of dumso. No, it doesn't affect us so much. That's one of the area fortunate. But our atmosphere for industrial purposes. For instance, area with Kwadwo area, there were a lot of mangoes. They only export them raw. So we want to set up an industry to manufacture them into pulp and other allied products so that we export them with added value to our business. That's one of the areas. And since we have the basic infrastructure like dumso doesn't affect us and water running 24 hours a day, the grounds are perfect for all these things. I relocated to this place just to show to people that even though the houses or the infrastructures for residences are not very conducive to that of those who are living in the cities, but I came here to be able to improve without spending so much. It's just one or two renovations here and there, and my standard is almost like being in Accra, in my mansion in Accra. This is what I'm preaching out. If you look at my Maria's house, you go there now, it's an old building. But when you go Akyeampem's house, it's an old building. But if you go there now, with our advice to him and all these sort of things, and since he wants to raise that standard, he has transformed the whole building to a modern building with all the modern gadgets over there. This is an example. So we're doing this to encourage all Aseseeso citizens outside to come here. In fact, today we realize that with the road construction from Manfin, rehabilitation of the road to Accra, and with the Medina Highway all the way to Tetekwashi through to Accra. The road is flowing now, the traffic is flowing. So we hope that Aseseeso will in the future become the dormitory of Accra. Therefore, we have earmarked a 200-acre land to develop estate houses. With that, we are in collaboration with an institution who is trying to help us to introduce 100% mortgage with 30-year period to pay. And we expect that when we're able to do this, those living in Accra will want to relocate to Aseseeso and commute to Accra to work. This is one of our major programs that we have.
Well, my focus mainly is about the children. If we lose our children, we don't have our future. Our future are gone. So I think all of us should contribute to help our children to lead a better life and also to grow in a better environment. And I think that's all we should all hope for and look for.
A very colorful enstoolment has happened in Aseseeso here in the Eastern region, the enstoolment of two chiefs. And we need to really understand exactly the procedure and the beautiful things that have happened, traditional happenings. We need to understand them. So we are talking to Nana Akyeampem the fourth, Enstoolment of Aseseeso here, and he will explain a bit more to us what exactly we saw in the enstoolment. Hello, Nana. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Exactly depicted the picture. Today has been a very wonderful and colorful year. So we witnessed the installation of two chiefs. One of them was a former chief, an Ankobia, a councillor in Aseseeso, and he was elevated to the status of Akyeampemhene today. And the other one, then his true name is Akyeampem. He became the new Akyeampemhene of Aseseeso. In fact, the ceremony was a ceremony which was organized to actually improve the existing Atrankunga. If I say Atrankunga, the chiefdom, the chief that we have on board in Aseseeso, so that we can all come on board to ensure the socio-economic rapid development of Aseseeso. So it was a time for the enstoolment and for the swearing-in ceremony, which was this afternoon.
We saw them first carried on shoulders in powder, white powder, to the venue, and they sat on the skin on the floor. Could you explain that a bit to us? Traditionally, what does it mean?
Yeah, traditionally, carrying somebody on the shoulder high signifies victory. Victory in the sense that that person has been elevated to the highest level in society, so he's on top. And pouring powder also signifies victory, so that is what we all observe. And it is part of ceremonies which are organized to ensure the enstoolment of chiefs all over the times. Yeah, it signifies victory. It signifies that you have been raised up to another status, another level in the society.
After the ceremony is ended, traditional ceremony is ended, how is the town going to be like? What next?
Yeah, the whole thing looks pomp and pageantry as we all observe and at the Durbar grounds. And I think afterwards, we are all going to celebrate deep into the night. It is a joyous occasion. It is a joyous moment for the people of Aseseeso. Tomorrow too is Akyeampem. We have 6 weeks celebration of Akyeampem every 6 weeks, and tomorrow is Akyeampem. So I think tomorrow too, the chiefs and elders are going to have a meeting where we will be discussing about the progress and the development of this community. So I think today is a great day for Aseseeso Mine, and I think with the music and other cultural groups all over the place, we are going to celebrate very deep into the night.
Thank you so much, Nana.
I thank you also very much. Yeah, you are welcome.
So this has been very, very educational. Today, you know what it means to install a chief and what goes into it. But of course, as Nana rightly said, it's not just anybody who gets to become chief. You've got to live a life where a life that is celebrated. Leadership.
I don't think circumcision in modern times is very relevant as far as chieftaincy matters are concerned. It is during the olden days that uncircumcised people are not allowed to be enthroned. But these days it's not being strictly observed. Even if you are circumcised, you can still become a chief. Well, there is a new wind blowing in our setup at the moment. There's a perception that chieftaincy is all about voodooism and ritual performing. But gradually, I think all this perception is gradually fading away. And circumcision was also a perception, which in the olden days also was part of the tradition, that if you are circumcised, then you are not holy enough to be enthroned. But these days, as I said earlier on, things are changing. The world is dynamic. And we are all changing the old trends, and we are following the new trend. That is why you now can be circumcised and you can be enthroned at the same time. So times have changed, and we are only trying to bring ourselves up to the current trend of times. That is why we can allow people who are circumcised to be enstooled or installed as a chief.
Thank you so much. It has been very refreshing. We do come your way same time tomorrow. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.